talk a little bit about diversity within the police departments as well, because one of the lasting images among the many I have from the Boston Marathon's bombings are the two women police officers with their guns drawn, rushing towards the explosion, and another image of a large black police officer directing people away from harm's way. Having grown up in Boston, the police officers weren't female and weren't often black back when I was younger. And it made me feel quite proud that we recognize that our departments have to be more representatives of the communities they face. But they still aren't where they should be. I see the academies come in here, they use our facilities for training, and they're still mostly young white guys. Some diversity, still not many women. Is it that women aren't drawn to it, that it's not a job of choice, or that we have qualifications that maybe we shouldn't have if we want a more diverse police department, at least with respect to gender?
Lisa? I would defer to Lisa.
I have to say it's hard for me because you got gentlemen from large departments. Sitting here listening to your question, I'm thinking of all the applications that I receive, and I never receive applications from female applicants. Why? I can't answer that. You know, I have two female officers that are reserve officers that work for me. I recently, with the blessing of the Board of Selectmen, next Monday she'll be appointed as a full-time officer. And you know, for a department that is comprised of 7 full-time officers, to have, you know, another one that's a female is, to me, that's phenomenal. You know, she's come a long way. She's been with my department for 5 years as a reserve. She's worked for a neighboring community for a few years before that. So very capable, and I'm not really sure. I mean, maybe these gentlemen are from bigger
I'm going to give Kenny last word because we're running out of time. How do we get more officers of color on our police departments, Kenny?
Well, only speaking from New Haven, because it was a very big department. We had a lot of female officers and a lot of minority officers, but when I came on in '91, we had on the walls, "Go home," and you can finish the rest. And that was shocking to me. But that is one of the reasons why what I saw on the street, that was the injustices that was occurring to people who lived in areas that were economically challenged. The way to get people on is that they have to see other minorities on the force. I was shocked when I came here. I said, well, yes, I am the first person of color to be the chief. They said, Chief, you're the first person of color to be a police officer in this town. And I was, you know, coming from New Haven, where there's about 40% women and is really diverse now. So the bottom line is things like this, you know, getting it out there, not only to be the first, but to come on panels and so that people will see that there are minorities in the force. Quick comment, an MSL student commented when I made chief, I know that guy. He makes me, now I feel like I could do anything, because he knew I was a personable person, and now I made it to be chief of police, and he's of the, you know, he's a minority also, and he was enthusiastic that we could enter the field and go up the top. And in New Haven, that has been a common problem, where even though there's 40%-ish, when you go up to the top ranks, it is not.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, a leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.